Hi everyone, it's Jeff from Mitosu Crafts and thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to the Global Stampin Video Hop featuring masculine projects. So today I'll be creating a card with impression sublime dies or any leaves dies that you may have on your floral bundles or die sets. So the impression sublimes comes as a bundle, but I'll only be using the dies. So just one leaf die, and I'll be pairing that up with the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder and a sentiment from Simply Said. There are some sentiments in the impression sublime, but I thought Simply Said works great for masculine because it's straight and capitalized fonts. So we have got Secret Sea ink for stamping, crumb cake for die cutting. I'll be die cutting 3 of these, or you'll need 3 of these, but I have pre-die cut myself a couple. Lemon lime twist for the sentiment, Secret Sea layer, which is 9.5 by 13 centimeters, or that is 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/8 of an inch. And then we have pecan pie card base, 21 centimeters by 14, folded in half at 10.5, or that is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, folded at 4 1/8 of an inch. So yeah, with masculine cards, I would say the main thing is your color combination and like the shapes that you would use on there. So quite simple for this one, and it's mainly die cuts. So I'll also be doing an embossing technique for the top and the bottom. So we'll do that first. So the idea is to have an embossed top and bottom without adding another layer. So I'm gonna score at 7/8 of an inch, or that's about 2.2 centimeters, just to give me a guide. So top and bottom. Ooh, there we go. For when I'm embossing it. And let's have a look. That's enough gap there for my die cut elements. For the sentiment, I'm just gonna stamp "Let's Celebrate" in Secret Sea and cut that down later. Just get my pierce mat. Go. And now we can do some die cutting and embossing. So for the die cuts in crumb cake, as mentioned earlier, I'm just gonna do 3 of the the leaves even. And this die is particularly good with this card because it's nice and straight. It does cut the detail on the inside. So if you want to prop it up with dimensional, you may want to use the black so you don't see it, but I have used the white dimensionals. So that's done. And then for the embossing, I'm just going to line up my embossed line on the edge. Make sure it's nice and straight. Of course, you can cut 2 strips as well and emboss those and then stick it down. But I thought I'll just do this one this way without adding extra layers. So one, and then do the second one. And because it is stripy, it's quite nice to have that edge. Just make sure it doesn't move when you stick it in or place it in. That way. So there we go. So it gives extra interest and texture on the edge. So I'm just gonna add that on with Tombow. You can add another layer if you want. I was testing. You can do that as well. But maybe for another project, because I wanted to keep this quite clean, because with masculine cards as well, I was thinking you can do some splattering, geometric shapes. So I'm just gonna add dimensionals on these. So as I said, there is black, but I'm just gonna use the white. You can't really see it that much. So on each individual leaves, and I have gone ahead and done 2 extra ones. Take off the backing, and we're just gonna place that on the center. Just eyeball it. Three of those. And I'm just gonna cut down our sentiment. Just make sure it's nice and straight. You could always add a sticky note to keep it down if it's too small of a card to hold. So very simple, and that's just gonna go straight in the middle. And because it's already got dimensionals, you don't need to add any more, or you can add in between. Just make sure it's a straight line. Add a bit of glue. And again, stick that down as central as you can. And to finish up, I've got this neutral matte dots, this pecan pie, beige, black, and white. So I thought I'll just use the pecan pie. And I do like around the sentiment. One last one. And there we go. Masculine card with die-cut leaves and embossing. So very simple. If you would like to see more masculine projects, do check out the description below for the links to the next video in the Global Stampin Video Hop. And you can find the links for the Stampin Up products that I've used today, which are available from my online shop if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, Netherlands, Belgium, or Ireland. So thank you so much for joining me again. And I hope you enjoyed that card. Until next time, take care. Bye.